gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the St. John Starshine Talent Show 2016. Round of applause, there we go. Woo! Make some noise, yeah. Now, clapping and cheering is allowed at this function, so feel free to get as wild and crazy as you would like today. The pastors warned me before the show. They said, Mike, keep it clean today. So that took away 3/4 of my content, but it'll still be a good show. It'll be a good show. You may recognize me from St. John's Church or the show Take a Hike Mike, hence the bindle stick here as I call it. Any Take a Hike Mike fans out there? One person in the back? Cool, I appreciate that. Awesome. All right, well, without further ado, we're going to introduce the first act. We have Chappie and Hank, also known as Pick and Pluck. Which one's Pick and which one's Pluck? Oh, they're going to flip a coin about that. Okay. All right, well, take it away, guys. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you all for coming in and seeing us today. All the other acts that are going to be up here are going to be great. But Hank here, he joined us, what, about a year ago? About a year ago. And unbeknownst to most people, we'd sit up in the balcony between services and he'd start playing something and I'd just jump in and play along with him. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. I've only known the songs, what, about a week?
Yeah, I asked him to help him just give a little background rhythm, so it sort of helps makes the song flow a little bit nicer. But I think he's done a great job. A little bit of time that we've had to practice, but
So we're going to give that a try and see how it goes.
all right. First one we're going to do is called Steel Guitar Rag.
Chappie and Hank, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! some luck, ladies and gentlemen. Woo. All right, so now we have a fun song that we're all able to sing together, like a St. John's family. So it's a song called 5'2". Have you guys heard of that song? I think it was on KDWB earlier today. I think I heard that one, 5'2", maybe. All right, so okay, our Nadine is coming up. She's getting ready to play the piano. All right, excellent job here, guys. That 1 week of practice definitely paid off. Cool. All right, are you ready to rock, Nadine? All right, take it away whenever you're ready. All right, next up we have the Little Songbirds, also known as St. John's Future. Is that right? Little Songbirds. There we go. All right, let's give our future a round of applause.
Up here.
Excellent job, St. John's Future. All right, and up next, we have a special piano player. We have Emmeline, and she's going to be playing Christmas Day Secrets. Is Christmas coming up soon? Is my calendar wrong? No? Okay. Well, you can take it away whenever you're ready. Amalent, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And next up, we have Roxanne Woods. Is Roxanne in the house? Here she comes. And Roxanne will be performing Hannah, a Woman of the Bible. She's got her Bible handy. That's important to have that. Yep. All right, take it away.
Okay. I am Anna, and as we get fair Bible into reading, you'll see why I'm reading this. It says, when the time of purification came, according to the law of Moses had been completed, Joseph and Mary took him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord, as it is written in the law of the Lord. Every firstborn male is to be consecrated to the Lord, and to offer a sacrifice in keeping with what is said in the law of the Lord, a pair of doves or 2 young pigeons. Now there was a man in Jerusalem called Simeon, who was righteous and devout. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel, and the Holy Spirit was upon him. It had been revealed to him by the Holy Spirit that he would not die before he had seen the Lord Christ. Moved by the Spirit, he went into the temple courts. When the parents brought in the child Jesus to do for him what the custom of the law required, Simeon took him in his arms and praised God, saying, Sovereign Lord, as you have promised, do now dismiss your servant in peace, for my eyes have seen your salvation, and which you have prepared in the sight of all people, a light for every revelation to the Gentiles and a glory for your people Israel. The child's father and mother marveled at what was said about him. Then Simeon blessed them and said to Mary his mother, this child is destined to cause the falling and rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that would be spoken against, so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed, and his sword will pierce your soul and soul too. There was also a prophetess, Anna, the daughter of Samuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was very old, and she had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, and then was a widow until she was 84. She never left the temple, but worshiped night and day, fasting and praying.
Roxanne, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. Next up, we have a special person that goes by the name of Karen, and she will be doing a piano rendition. And fun fact, Karen is actually my grandma. So, there she is. Give my grandma a round of applause. There we go. So, we'll give her a chance to settle in and warm up. It's warming up out there today, huh? That's pretty nice. Warmer weather. See, as Minnesotans, when we don't know what to talk about, we bring up the weather. What would we talk about if we lived in like California or something like that? It'd be awfully quiet, huh? All right, take it away when you're ready, Grandma. Now, Grandma, before you escape, I have to conduct an interview with you. Let's see, is this thing on? So how did you decide to play that song today, Grandma?
I took piano lessons when I started about 9 years old, and the piano teacher said I had to pick out a piece and bring it to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought this piece, and she says, I love that piece. That's the one. It was her favorite. But the little diddly I did before I started, we always had to do a little something beforehand. So this is what I did in recital many years ago.
Wow, really good, really good. Do you know Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Yeah,
That's like the only song I can play, that and Hot Cross Buns. Those buns are definitely hot and crossed.
Well, I have to tell you something else, too.
Yeah.
I didn't used to not have a piano, and one of our neighbor ladies, of course, you know Olga, she is moving, and so Roy and I were over at her house, and he saw the piano, and he said, well, what are you going to do with the piano? And she says, well, she didn't know, and so he says, well, I'd like to buy it for Karen. So now I have a piano at home, so now I can practice and get back in gear again.
And you live next door, so when you get a piano, that means I get a piano. So
Yeah, right.
That's pretty sweet, huh? Cool, cool. Well, great job. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, and up next, we got another fun song planned here. We got Doggy in the Window. Have you guys heard of that one? Any Doggy fans out there? More cat people, I guess? Okay, okay, all right. Doggy in the Window. All right, whenever you're ready, you can take it away. All right, and up next, looks like we have a giant whiteboard coming. Ooh. So we have Naomi and Dave coming here, and it looks like we got the Not So Newlywed game.
While I'm introducing you guys, grab a pen and a stack of paper for yourself. And make sure it works. Make sure the pen works. Okay. Not So Newlywed game. I don't know if any of you remember way back when. I guarantee you this will be cleaner. And we'll do it a little, do the format a little differently. If you recall back then, they used to ask the questions separately. We're going to have to ask them all at the same time, so we'll change the format a little bit. So when we ask the question, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be answering the question on your piece of paper, and you are going to try and match your question to your spouse. Now, sometimes that means you might be writing down an answer that you don't think is right, but you think your spouse will say. So, they could be dead wrong, but as long as you match, you get the point. Down here, our timekeeper is not only timing how long the game lasts so that it stays to, 10 minutes or so, but he's also going to be timing after I ask the question, and so that means you can't take forever. You got to just take a few seconds and just guess. Guessing is better than a blank sheet. So I think we are ready. The magic envelope. Start with our first question. Okay. Write down on your sheet of paper for yourself, what is the worst thing that happened on your wedding day? Write it down. Just guess. Timekeeper says the time is up. All right, so what will happen now that the questions have been answered is we're going to have the first couple. So that's going to be Jean and Diane. You're going to hold up your answers high, and let's see if we've got a match. So Jean Fleming and Diane. Jean wrote, carried Diane in the rain. And she wrote, rain. Eugene carried me across the parking lot. That's a point. All right, Henry and our other Jean, hold up your cards. Limo broke down. Limo broke down. That's a point. All right, Hank and Lois. Let's see if we got a match here. The motel people were atrocious. Hotel screw-ups. Wow. I have to tell you, they're already doing far better than when we tried this at home. Wow. We would have messed up bad.
Just wait.
Rich. Linda, hold up your cards. He has...
Left the church without a ride to the reception.
Oh, that's bad. My dad showed up and spoke. Ah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that was worse. He's right again.
Okay, the next question, number 2. Now, this question really pertains to the husbands. So what you're doing is you're writing the answer that the husbands would write. Okay, so that kind of, you have to think about, yeah, okay. Husbands, you're writing about yourselves. Okay. What is the weirdest gift the husband has given the wife? The weirdest gift. 15 seconds. What if you don't get any? That's where the old format was better, because you could just ask just the husbands, but we have to do this all at once. Okay, time is up. So back to Jean and Diane. Jean and Diane, hold up your cards. What do we have here? A boat anchor for a pontoon. Diane, boat anchor. Okay, Henry. No, we didn't. Henry and Jean, go ahead and hold up your...
I don't know.
A vacuum. And? A softball boat. Bat. Okay. All right. Hank and Lois, let's see your cards.
An outhouse for the garden.
An outhouse for the garden.
Oh, I said he doesn't give me anything weird except his sense of humor.
What a great answer. All right. Rich, Linda, what do we got here?
Tickets to a pro wrestling show.
Oh. Go ahead.
That was fabulous, but this was too. He gave me an 18-volt DeWalt cordless tool set.
Just to take a little pause from the questions, I also did want to just introduce the couples a little bit, what they told me about themselves. Starting with Diane and Jean. They were married in Alma City. Did I say that right? Alma City. And they've been married for 47 years. And Jean and Henry were married right here, and they have been married 30 years this year. And Lois and Hank, they were married in Lakeville. They've been married for 3.5 years, so they're almost kind of like newlyweds. And then Rich and Linda, they were married right here, and they've been married for 22 years. Okay, next question. This question actually now pertains to the wives. So now you're answering what the wives would say. And the question is, what is the wife's favorite breakfast? The wife's favorite breakfast. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of writing going on. Okay. Jean and Diane. Jean he says eggs, bacon, and toast. Diane, what did you write? Pancakes at the cabin. Okay. Henry and Jean. Eggs, easy over. Eggs over easy. I'd count that as a point. Rich and Lois, go ahead.
Coffee for sure, number one, eggs and toast.
Coffee, eggs, and oh yeah, Hank, I should have said. Go ahead.
Do you say coffee with what?
Coffee, eggs, and toast,
Oh, coffee, lots of it.
and
Caramel rolls.
caramel rolls. Okay, Rich.
Potato pain.
Potato pancakes.
Potato pancakes.
Yay! Okay, timekeeper says we have time for one more question, and then we might have to do a tiebreaker. So here's the next question. Who is the safer driver? Okay, Jean and Diane. He says Diane. She says me. Okay, Henry says me. Jean says, she's looking quite shocked. The wife. I don't, and she has an explanation with hers. I don't hit deer. All right, Hank. He says me. Lois says.
I said me too.
Rich says, obviously me.
Rich by far.
Oh, we don't have to do a tiebreaker. Jean and Diane. And actually, I do have a prize. Although Dave has it right here, okay? Jean and Diane have won a movie for two. And thank you. You guys can all leave. You did great.
Let's give it up for the Not So Newlyweds. All right. This is when I can get some more interviews in here. Find out. We got to talk to the winners. We got to talk to Jean and Diane. Where? Oh, there's Diane. You want to get up and come over here? We'll talk to the big winners here, the Not So Newlywed Game. Excellent job. There we go. They're coming around the mountain. So Diane, what was your strategy in winning the Not So Newlywed Game?
This one right here.
Me, she says. She says.
When we're going down that road.
Uh-huh.
Driving. I'm always going, that's so close, behind my car.
Good answer, good answer. Up and Gene's running away. Okay, he's running away.
He's running away.
All right, so when did you find out you were going to be on this Not So Newlywed game? Did you just find out?
Weeks ago.
Okay, so you had a couple weeks to train and get ready and prepare yourself? No?
I didn't know what they were gonna ask. I was nervous.
Excellent. So you won a movie gift card, is that right?
That's what I heard.
That's what you hear? Okay, so what movie are you going to go see?
I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't go to too many movies.
Okay, until now, you got to play more Not So Newlywed games.
Exactly.
Oh, and here he is. Here, come on up here. You can't escape. And did you have a strategy going into the Not So Newlywed game?
Luck, just pure luck.
Excellent. And do you? Is there a? I was asking, is there a movie you're going to go to get like a romantic night out for the two of you? Is there a?
Boy, I don't have one in mind right now.
Okay.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Emmy knows. Which one should we go to, Emmy?
She doesn't know. Or we could get together at my. Yeah, we could get together at my place and just watch Take a Hike Mike season 5 together. That sounds like fun to me, doesn't it? Cool. Well, congratulations, you guys. You can take a seat. Thanks for being on the show. Excellent, excellent. All right, and up next, we got another sweet song here, performed by the audience. I think that's all of us, if that's right. And this song is called Side by Side. Side by Side. Excellent, excellent. Let's give a round of applause to Nadine. She's doing an awesome job playing the piano, playing the organ all the time. She's a rock star. Cool. So up next, we have some music ladies. And I believe that's Chris and Molly. Is that correct, ladies? Yeah, you can come on up. And they're going to perform Tickle the Ivories. Are the Ivories ticklish? Yeah? They tend to giggle sometimes? If you listen closely today, you may hear some giggling from the Ivories. Is this like a dueling pianos kind of thing? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Just over the bench? Yeah. Excellent. All right, you ladies can take it away when you're ready. Now, ladies, don't escape. Don't escape. We got to get our interview in. Yep. We'll give Lois a chance. You can come up and start getting ready whenever you're ready here. All right. So, how did you decide to perform this song? Tell me the story.
This is the one I used to play with my sister Ann. Oh, every time the family got together, Ann and I had to play it.
Okay.
So naturally, I had to pull Molly in because
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
And Molly, how do you feel about being pulled into this performance?
I haven't touched the piano since I was a senior in high school.
Well, it sounded good. It sounds like you've been playing it like daily. Like you get up, have a cup of coffee, rock out on the piano a little bit. Excellent. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. Excellent. Give them another round of applause. Give them another round of applause. Okay. And up next, we have Lois Chapman. And Lois Chapman is a member of the 3rd Minnesota Regiment Volunteer Infantry, Company C. She's a Civil War living historian. Let's give Lois a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I am not going to be Lois Chapman. I'm going to be my character, and my name is Mary Dunn McKinley. My husband's name is John McKinley. Have you heard of him from Cannon Falls? We live just south of here a little ways. He's a good man, but a stubborn man is that. Oh, he's so stubborn. His family comes from Scotland, here to find out how they got here. This is a story. They were rebels against the Scottish government, my dear husband's family. They came home one night after seeing some disturbing stuff in town and said, "We're leaving." So him and his cousins packed up and they came here to America. His family decided they were going to live here in Cannon Falls, and I don't know why they decided to come here because it's so cold in the winter, but they decided to. The other bunch, they went down to Ohio. Have you heard the name of George McKinley by any chance? He's one of them guys in the Army down there. I think he's a cousin of ours. I'm not sure yet, but I was told he was. Well, this terrible, terrible, awful war. You know, it was 1860 when we had the election between Abraham Lincoln and Douglas. Now, I told John, I said, I can't vote, which is not right. I should have the right to vote. We really should. I told him, I said, if you do not vote for Abraham Lincoln, you're going to sleep in the barn like you do if you've had too much spirits. What'd he say? He says, well, dear, I don't know about that. Well, I told him right out, John, listen to me. You will vote for Abraham Lincoln. You understand me? And he said, yes, my dear. So when he got back, I asked him, and he said he did, and I'm pretty sure he did, because he was pretty honest that night, and he hadn't gotten into the spirits himself. Well, in 1861, April 12th, oh, what a devastating day. Oh, bless my heart, still makes me cry. The Confederates, they bombed the Unions at Fort Sumter. Well, of course, what does Abraham Lincoln do? Call out for all men. The United States Army, he said, I need all the good hands at my hand. Help. We need to fight the Confederates. Oh, Lord, not a war. We don't need another war. If they would just listen to us women, there would be no other war. It would have been settled. No, of course not. Well, our governor, he pledged 1,000 good men from Minnesota. Now, I have 6 children. Mind you, my oldest is George, named after his grandfather, who's named after his grandfather, and George comes back from Ireland all the way back in 1660. He decided he had to go off and fight. I told him I did not want you to leave. He said, but I have to go, Mother. It's the right thing to do. Well, the McKinleys, they are the most stubbornest, orneriest people you've ever met. And when they say it's right, it's better be right. Well, he packed up, and his friend Shane Season left, and they had a goodbye ceremony in Red Wing for him, and they took the ferry up to Fort Snelling where they joined the Minnesota 1st. Well, last I heard, he was headed down towards Bull Run area. And we hadn't heard much since until this letter came. It said, Mr. and Mrs. John McKinley. I knew that it wouldn't be good, so I brought all my children in, and I asked them to sit, my husband to stand. My husband said, John said, you know, Mary, let me read the letter, and I said, no, I must do this. 1st Minnesota Volunteer Infantry Regiment, Private Edwin Season. I, a friend of your son, Private George McKinley. I am sorry to write that George was wounded and died at the Battle of Bull Run on July 21st, 1861. The night before the deadly battle, George talked around the fire with us. He told us, I shall be killed tomorrow.
I want you to write to my people that I expect this, and I am not sorry. It will cost many to save our country. The cause is worth all it will cost. The next morning, waiting for orders, we were attacked. George was wounded badly in the hips. As George told us not to let me die in the enemy hands, me and another carried George into the woods. He died there in peace, and is left as we fell to the enemy to save our covering. Well, I looked at my children, and I said, well, we must go on. My son, Washington, he headed out to the barn. About 3 or 4 days later, he finally comes back in, and he stayed with the horses, and he declares himself. He says, I will no longer be called Washington. And I said, well, what do you think you're going to be called? And he says, George. I'm carrying on the name George. So from now on, I'm George Washington McKinley, and the name will live on through me. Oh, what a mother's pride. I mean, how could I say no? Well, our other son, Alexander. Oh, Alexander. He decided one night, we're sitting at the table, I should go off and fight war. I said, no, you may not. You're only 14 years of age. He says, well, no, I'm not. I can lie about my age. I says, no, you can't. I'm your mother. I know how old you are. I was there. And he just on and on. And I said, Alexander, go feed the cows. So he comes back in, and his father, John, sits and talks to me. But mother, we must let him go. I said, no, we must not let him go. He's my son. Well, sure enough, the next morning, guess who had packed up and left? My dear Alexander, for as I know right now, he is in with Company H of the 1st Minnesota Artillery. I hear he's just a drummer boy because he's still small, and he's still only 14. So if God willing, they'll find out and send him home. And if God willing, like Abraham Lincoln says, this war will end soon.
Give it up for Lois Chapman. So Lois, if somebody wanted to see you perform somewhere, is there a story there?
Yes, there is, but we don't perform.
Okay, you become the
We
character.
become our characters. We portray. We do reenactments. We set up a camp, literally, and we live outside. We dress like appropriate just for the time period. And we portray who we are.
Would this be an appropriate bow tie to wear during the times?
Actually, they did wear bow ties.
Oh wow,
Some of
okay.
the men
That
did.
joke blew up in my face.
The men's fashion didn't change as much as the women's fashion. Our fashions consist of, well, I can show you what our fashion is.
Yeah, let's do it.
But you must turn your heads first, men. Please turn your heads. This is scandalous.
I'm afraid what's going to
I
happen.
don't want to end up in trouble. We wear our shoes, boots, of course. You know why we wear boots? Why would we wear boots? We live up here. Because we live in the prairie. Do you know what lives in the grass? I don't want that crawling on my leg. High stockings, pantaloons, then a hoop skirt to make your dress stand up, and then the dress.
Excellent.
And yes, I do wear corsets, and yes, I have one on.
And yes, I can't breathe.
No, we don't wear them that tight.
Now, did they have bindle sticks back then? Just like a take a hike bike bindle stick?
You know what the men in the Army did?
Okay.
Oh yeah, they were lucky if they had good shoes to wear.
Man, I need to enlist.
Well, we've taken all volunteers as needed.
Excellent, excellent.
Because when it comes to summer in July, when it's 100 degrees out and you're in your bulls out there battling it out, you can get hit hot.
Excellent.
We have a few of the older gentlemen that kind of don't do very good.
Let's give her one more round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, and up next we got another fun audience song planned here. It's called Let Me Call You Sweetheart. And this song was supposed to be dedicated to our next performers, but unfortunately they're not able to perform. So it'll no longer be Pastor John and Andrea. So instead the song is dedicated to Gene Haft. So a little crazy turn of events there. So yeah, you can take it away whenever you're ready, Nadine.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Let's give a little round of applause for that. That's good music, good music. All right, and up next we have Jean Haft. Jean Haft can come on up when she's ready here. Okay, so I got a little text here. Read that. Okay. All right, so Jean's gonna come up and perform now. Is she behind me? Okay, she's up. Oh, okay. All right, whenever you're ready, you can take it away.
My day one rule is keeping my cool, even if I'm broken iron. If you blow my high, you won't see me cry. Gotta whistle while you work it. That's why you gotta never let them see you down, oh, oh, yeah. Gotta smile while you're hurting, and whistle while you work it.
Gene Hayes, performing Whistle While You Workin'. I'm exhausted just watching that. Like, I was in the other room and I'm just like sweating, taking off clothes and stuff. Man, that was awesome. I got to interview you. Okay, first of all, so here's the deal. Gene Hayes works at the Hastings YMCA as a group fitness instructor. This was an example of one of the songs that she performs there in her newest class called Pound. So what can you tell us about Pound? Let me put a microphone up to you. Oh, okay. She's just going to respond through whistles. Did they do good? Yeah, they did well. They did well. Let's give them a round of applause. Excellent. So if somebody, so if somebody wants to check out Pound, what do they do? Where do they go? How does that work?
It's a group fitness class at the YMCA, so we do it a couple times a week, 7 a.m. in the morning on Saturdays, or 7:10 on Thursday nights.
Okay. Or Pastor, maybe we could do this like Sundays during the service. You know? Shorten the sermon a little bit and do some crazy moves and stuff like that. Well, thank you so much, Gene. Let's give her another round of applause. Excellent. All righty. So it looks like we have one more act here. This is going to be the Ponsolette family, and we got a shindig coming. You guys up for a shindig or what? Yeah? One person nodded? Cool, cool. All right, they're coming up. It's like a family band. How cool is that? The Ponsolette family, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, okay, that wasn't the song. Okay, continue.
So, how about a B-flat concert? Oh, yeah, sure. Perfect.
Now, this is for those people who didn't do the sticks with us before. Your job is to stand now. You may rise. Yes, you might need a partner.
Poncelet family. Excellent job. So who's the ringleader here? Who can I talk to? Lisa? Joe points to Lisa. So Lisa, what's the story here? How did you come up with the shindig?
My parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary this last summer.
Oh,
and-
round of applause for that, first of all. Woo! Excellent.
And so we were in charge of entertainment, and so
Uh-huh.
this was our piece to play.
Very cool, very cool. And Miranda, you guys are kind of like the Partridge family. Like everybody in the family has an instrument, like a family band. Have you guys ever thought about traveling across the country as a family band? No, maybe not. They're all shaking their heads. No, mom made me do it. Cool. Excellent. Well, let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That was really good. Great job, you guys. Alrighty. So we have one last song we're going to sing together, but before we close with the song, there's some special thanks I want to give to. First of all of the entertainers. Let's give all of our entertainers a round of applause. And our talent organizer, Rita Bramer. She did a wonderful job organizing all the talent. And then Sarah Bramer. She did a great job with scenery and creating the programs. We'll give her a round of applause, Sarah Bramer. And then we got Chappie. He did a lot with sound. Give him a round of applause here. Nadine, our pianist. Round of applause. Andy and Henry were our stagehands. Yeah. Jean with advertising, thank you for that. All the ladies who helped out in the kitchen, we'll give them a round of applause as well. And I know there's a bunch of other people too that didn't make it in the program and whatnot, and everybody did a wonderful job. So one last round of applause for everybody we missed. Excellent. All right, with there's somebody over there. Oh, me. Oh, okay. Hello. Thank you. Excellent. All right, so the last song we're going to sing as a group is God Bless America, a classic. Oh, looks like we got two instrumentalists coming up here. Excellent. Maybe. They're going to beatbox, they said? We want to do more beatboxing? Hey, listen to this guy. He's making a puddle on the floor with all that spitting, but it sounds good. Yeah, sweat from the last group, he said. Cool. All right, we'll set this somewhere here. That is the coolest guitar I've ever seen. It sounds better when that does it than my mouth. So.
This is going to look bad. Yes, you are. You're on. Not turned, I hope.
It's a family show, chap.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody sing along. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next year.